Welcome to the podcast, everybody. My name is Raph. I will be your host. This is episode 0 for a new podcast series that I'm starting, and it is called Coffee with Raph, just because it's going to be every single morning with me, Raph, and accompanied by a nice cup of coffee. You don't have to drink coffee. If you prefer to drink tea, that's perfectly fine. I'm filming this podcast right now. I'm not sure yet if it's going to be on YouTube or only on the podcast. Tell me in the comments below if you also want this to be on YouTube. In today's episode, I'm just going to be telling you what it is and some practical things. I will be creating free worksheets. I'm going to tell you how you can get those worksheets. I'm going to tell you when those episodes are going to happen, what is it going to be about, how they're going to be structured, and so on. So this is really introduction episode. This is why I called it episode 0. So what is it? Well, it is a morning routine that I want to share with you so that we can spend some time every single morning together, closing the gap between who you are today, who we are today, and who we are capable of being at our full potential. So closing the gap, or at least reducing the space between who you are today and who you are capable of being at your true capabilities, at your optimal self, that person that you know that you can become. This is what we're going to be doing every single day. How are we going to do this? Well, we're going to do these episodes. They're going to be divided into different parts. First, we're going to read some wisdom from some of my favorite authors, and we're going to read those little passages. We're going to talk about them. We're going to make some exercises on them. We're going to be doing some journaling on them. So it's important that you get yourself a journal. It can either be on paper, or I also have it on iPad. For those exercises that I do in the morning, I do like to do them on paper, I have to admit. But if you want to do it on your computer or digitally, that's fine also. So how is it going to be exactly defined? Well, as I said, first we're going to be reading something, and then we're going to be talking about it, doing some exercises, and I'm going to give you some things to journal about every single morning. I think that writing is so important. It gets things out of your head and onto the paper, makes everything more real, and it's a very good technique that I really suggest that you do every single morning. I also do it in the evening so that, I have a little retrospective of my day. It's important to me. After this, I will guide you through some visualization technique. And this is because reality happens in two different parts. First, inside of your mind, you create the reality that you want to make happen in your material life. So first it happens in your brain, first it happens in your mind, and then it happens in the material world. I really believe that. And visualization has been used by a lot of really high performers, athletes and artists and musicians, and also some politicians. And I think it's a very important exercise that we're going to be doing together. I know that it can be hard, and this is why I'm here to help, and I'll be here to guide you through those visualization exercises, okay? Then we're going to be doing some positive affirmations, not only positive affirmations actually, but empowering affirmations, so that you can jumpstart your day with grit and passion and power, and you can go and hit that day and create the life that it is that you want to create, and that you work on closing that gap that we just talked about. And of course, we will finish every episode with a meditation. You guys know that I value meditation a lot. It is part of my morning routines every single day. I know that it's been part of your morning routines every single day for many of you. So this is going to be what we're going to be doing. We're going to learn, we're going to exercise, we're going to write, we're going to visualize, we're going to affirm, and then we will meditate. And there will be some little bonuses in the middle sometime. I don't want to make those episodes too long, so I will try to make it as condensed and practical as possible. So when are those episodes going to be? Well, every single morning, Monday to Friday, I'm going to post them at 6 a.m. Eastern. Of course, it depends on where you want to listen to it. So sometimes, on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, it won't be exactly at the same time. If I do post it on YouTube, then I will post them at 6 a.m. every morning. And I do this so that more people from different time zones can participate at the same time. They will be premiered, so you guys can, you have the chat, you can make the comments that you want to, and people have been enjoying this during the meditation challenge, so I'm going to continue doing this. And the question is, well, what's going to happen during the weekend? Why don't we do this during the weekend? During the weekend, I will do some specific YouTube channel episodes. We're going to be talking about different tools that I'd like to use. And of course, we're going to do more meditations for transcendence. So this is going to be also on the weekend. We're going to take more time to meditate and so on. Another question is, should you listen to today's episode or should you go back to the previous episodes? And this is as you wish, really. Every single, there will be mini series. So I will take one book and we're going to dig in through the wisdom of one book, and that will create one mini series. Usually we go through a book in 5 or 6 episodes. So the playlist for that book will be linked in the description of either on YouTube or in the show notes of the podcast. So that's not a problem. Where, as I said, maybe on YouTube. I want you guys to tell me if you think that I should actually post it on YouTube or if this should be podcast specific. I value your opinion, so please don't hesitate to give it to me. And otherwise, on your usual podcast places, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, it'll be pretty much everywhere. Then I want to talk about worksheets. So every single episode, as I told you, there will be some exercises. And to make it easier, I'm creating some worksheets, one worksheet per episode. Those worksheets are free. So it's very simple. You can just subscribe to the newsletter and you will get those worksheets directly in your inbox before the episode starts, right? So it's very simple. You go on the website. I will link it in the show notes or in the description to this video. Basically, it's www.raphaelwriter.com, and on the first page, you can subscribe to the newsletter. Subscribe to the newsletter, and you will get those worksheets directly in your inbox, and you will get also the episodes every morning. So I'm going to try to be consistent on the newsletter. I know that I've not been in the past. I was thinking, I don't want to spam people, but if you subscribe to it, I guess that you're interested in it. I promise that there's no spam. What there will be is I'm going to link the episodes every single day just to remind you to participate, that it's good for you. And of course, you will have those free worksheets. Okay. How and what do you need? Well, that's it. You need a pair of headphones, someplace comfortable, because there will be a meditation at the end of each episode. As I told you, a journal, either paper or digital, that's fine. Will there be a book list? Yes, there will be a book list on the website. I will put all the books that we will go through, you can find them. Usually you can just find them on Amazon. And there will be also a book club, and that will be on Facebook. We already have this Facebook support group. I know that some people have been telling me that they don't like Facebook and they don't want to go on Facebook, and I understand that, but for now it's just the most practical place. I'm also not a great fan of Facebook, but for certain things it's very practical. And for having like a book club, and so that people can share their experiences and share their thoughts on what they're reading at the moment on our little book club here. I think it's the most practical. So we're just doing it on Facebook now, and in the future we can move it somewhere else. All extras will be on Instagram. You'll have behind the scenes stories and maybe a few lives here and there, some question and answers. And talking about question and answers, I will read some questions and answer them every single morning. So please make sure that you send me your questions. It's like having free life coaching, so take advantage of this. And I will mention you if you want to be mentioned or not. On Instagram, you can send me an audio message. I can include it in the podcast so that people hear your voice. And it's all nice like this. And I will answer it so that there will be, some, that was me dropping my Apple Pencil, just flipping it and doing stupid things. But yeah, question and answers, I think is very important. I will be answering to all your questions. I will choose one question per episode, so just send it to me on Instagram. My Instagram is Raphreiter, RAPHREITER. Just send it to me there in a direct message. Audio, I prefer audio, otherwise I'll read it, that's no problems. Also, I will read out one comment every single episode. So if you want a shout out, and if you want to write a comment on the Apple Podcast, for example, the podcast reviews, or a comment here on YouTube, I will give a shout out to one comment per day, just, to keep things casual. And that's about it. I think I've said everything that I need to say. I'm looking in my notes here. And yes, it seems that I did. So what is it? A morning show every morning, Monday to Friday. On the weekends, we'll do more meditation bonus videos and podcast episodes where it will be mostly on the podcast. It will be probably on YouTube also. I've not decided yet, at 6 a.m. Eastern, so New York time basically. And the worksheets are free. You just have to sign up to the newsletter to get them every day. And that's about it. So I'm very excited to get started. I will actually record the episodes in the morning myself. So tomorrow morning, I'm going to start by recording the first episode and get things consistent here. So yeah, that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed. If you have any questions, I mean, I know that today was not very useful. It's like a channel update, basically. But I think it was important for me to mention these things. If you have any questions, either send me an email, check out the website so that you have the newsletter, the book list, everything that you need to get started. When do we get started? This is something that I didn't mention before, so I hope that you stayed until the end of this episode. When do we get started? On the 22nd of May. I believe the 22nd of May, because the last episode of the meditation challenge, the 100-day meditation challenge, on the 21st of May. So this will start on the 22nd of May. Take care, everybody. I'll see you there. I'll see you in the next episode. That will be our first morning show. I'm looking forward to it. Take care. Bye.